Hey guys, it's me, Poppy Rain, and today, as you saw, I posted a video with a bunch of movies and books to read when you're bored. And I've actually been doing a Read With Me video series. I started reading one of the books with you guys. A couple of the books I've been reading, two of the books I should say, I've been reading on my own, and I'll try and do a review of after if I remember. And I'm going to be starting one of the other books as well, because a couple of the books are a series. And I've been watching some of the videos, and I wanted to do a review on them for you guys. So the first one we watched is called The Remains. The back of the movie says, after suffering a heartbreaking loss, John and his 3 children are hoping for a fresh start in a new town. But the gorgeous Victorian house they move into has a dark secret, history of seances, evil spirits, and murders. When children discover a chest of artifacts in the attic, the home's malevolent past begins to reveal itself. A doll, a pocket watch, and a camera are not just dusty relics, and the power plunges the family into a terrifying journey that threatens all of them. So basically, the family moves in. The house is dirt cheap. They're told nothing about the house. It's a father, 2, preteens, and a teenage daughter. And everyone's hiding this big secret from them. The realtor won't say anything. The neighbors know about the house, won't say anything. It has kind of a weird, unexpected plot twist at the end. It's not your typical horror movie like, where if you do this, then everything's going to be all fine and dandy in the end. It's not that kind of movie. I thought it was very well done. The ending was kind of a plot twist. It was very good. Very easy to follow. Basically, it's your typical demon possesses everybody. Demon possesses people, causes havoc. If you bad things happen. If you do X, Y, Z, it'll be gone. Everything will be good. Your life will get back to normal. Yeah, no. Typical kind of scary movie. The next one we watched was called The Hole in the Ground. Sorry, you guys can't see that. Suspense, terror, and the supernatural meet when Sarah and her young son Chris move to a new home in the Irish countryside. One night, Chris vanishes. When he reappears, he seems unharmed and uncharted. But as Chris's behavior grows increasingly disturbing, Sarah fears the boy who has returned may not be her son. In the richly evocative feature debut from writer-director Lee Cronin. Well, basically, yeah, this one is set in Ireland. They said Irish countryside. This movie was very hard to follow. I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. It's so dry. It's kind of like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was so weird. The kid disappears, comes back. He seems perfectly normal, but he's not. And, mom starts to figure things out. He goes after mom. It's just, I don't know. It was really hard to follow. I would not recommend this movie at all. It was just, I don't know. So dry, so hard to follow. Next one I have is called Hangman's Curse. It's based on a book by author Frank Peretti. He's a Christian horror author, along with Another really good horror author is Ted Dekker. They wrote the book. Him and Frank Peretti wrote the book together called House. There's also a movie on it. Hangman's Curse is basically, which I highly recommend the book over the movie. Books are always better than movies. But basically it's about a movie about a high school. And these gothic kids are like putting this spell on them. Kind of thing. Using this kid that had died, you know, like 20 years before. They're using his spirit to like attack other kids. And it's kind of like, I guess it's a cross between a horror and a mystery. I mean, not so much horror, I would say. Because, like, it's creepy because it's got, like, you know, ghosts and all that in it. But it's a mystery as to what is actually happening to these kids. Because the story makes you believe it's one thing that's happening to the kids. The obvious thing. But it's actually something totally different. It's got a good kind of plot twist. Like, this family comes in, they do a lot of undercover missions and stuff. And husband and wife, and their 2 kids. The kids portray themselves as students. And the husband works with the police with their, like, bomb squad type dog. It's a lab, or golden retriever, sorry. Not your typical bomb squad dog. And goes through and, you know, and then the mom is like behind the scenes helping with like the forensics part of everything. She's kind of like the forensics person. And she works with another scientist. It's just really good. The next one we watched was Dark Silence. Sleep tonight, no more bad dreams. Craig moves with his daughter Jennifer into a new home after the death of his wife. It's not long before the pair discovers the house is haunted by a dark presence. He wants to take over the child. One day, Jennifer disappears, and Craig must face a terrible truth in order to find his daughter. Okay. Another one that's really hard to follow. Like, if you're good at mind-bending type movies, like if you've ever seen Inception, totally up your alley. But I could not follow this to save my life. It was weird. It was boring. Like, it was very poorly written. I would not recommend this at all. I would totally not recommend this. Like, I was so bored out of my mind. Like, the girl has, you know, isn't speaking, has a lot of trauma. There's some, I don't know, like, I couldn't understand if the lady was a family friend or something, but she was like a therapist of some sort, and she was like trying to help him. And it was really unclear how like in the beginning, like, it's really unclear how the mom dies. But then as the movie progresses, it makes it more clear how the mom dies. And, like, it was just, I don't know. Like, it was just really hard to follow. Like, it wasn't set up, I think, very well. Because, like, what happened to the mom? What happened to the mom? And then, it seems like the mom, like, they don't tell you how the mom died. It makes it seem like it was an accident. And then it goes into, like, this whole thing. Like, it makes it seem like the mom, like, didn't actually die. She ran away. Then it shows how the mom actually dies, and I don't know. I just don't recommend it at all. It was not for me. And the last movie we watched was not a horror movie by any means. If you're a Star Wars fan, this is one of my ultimate favorite Star Wars movie. This is actually the second Star Wars movie I ever watched. The first one I ever watched was in theaters when I was a teenager. I think I must have been in like 6th or 7th grade at the time. And it was Revenge of the Sith. My dad insisted me and my mom go see it with him. And my dad is not a Star Wars fan. Neither were any of we. My dad fell asleep through it. Me and my mom were bored to tears. But when this movie came out, my dad took me and my ex to see it on, I can't remember if it was Christmas or Christmas Eve, one of the two. And I fell in love with Rey. So much so that the first time I ever went to my local con, I bought a Rey costume and I made her staff. Mom helped me make her staff, and I did her headpiece because my hair was too short to put up like she does in the picture. And I had a little BB-8 that I carried around with me, which for those of you who don't know who BB-8 is, you might know R2-D2. It's kind of like her version of R2-D2, I guess. This is, let me think. This is after the trilogy. I think this is, I'm so bad with Roman numerals. I think this is number like 6. It's after the original series. Like Revenge of the Sith was number 3. And I can't remember the complete, or I'm very bad at the order of everything. I think this was after the original movies that came out. This was the next one. And then they made Rogue One, which I'm so confused. Someone tried to explain it to me once where Rogue One falls in to place, but I could not follow at all where Rogue One came from. But Rogue One is basically the story of the Death Star, I guess. I'm not really sure. I couldn't follow Rogue One. And then after this one, I think was Return of the Jedi? Or The Last Jedi or whatever. And then Solo was the last movie that just came out. Sorry about that. So I'll read you the synopsis on the back of this. Okay. Visionary director J.J. Abrams brings to life the motion picture event of a generation as Kylo Ren and his sister, and the sinister First Order rise from the ashes of the Empire. Luke Skywalker is missing. When the galaxy needs him most, it is up to Rey, the deserted scavenger, and Finn, a defecting stormtrooper, to join forces with Han Solo and Chewbacca in a desperate search for the hope of restoring peace in the galaxy. So honestly, I just love everything about this. The graphics, the story, which obviously if you haven't seen any of the Star Wars, the story was pretty easy to follow. Not having seen any of the other Star Wars at the time other than Revenge of the Sith. But it was still kind of hard, the story makes sense as a whole. Doesn't make sense as a whole, but it makes enough sense that if you haven't seen the other movies, you can coherently follow it and understand the movie. But I'm obsessed. This is hands down, other than, I have not seen The Last Jedi or whatever, and Solo yet. I still have yet to see those. I'm trying to watch the whole series, and I've seen the first 2 already. Phantom Menace, I think, was the very first one, and Attack of the Clones. So I'd be on Revenge of the Sith. And I kind of watched that one out of order, because I have the box series for the first 5 or whatever. All the ones that come before that one. And then I still have to get Rogue One, whatever the last one is. I think it's The Last Jedi or whatever it's called. And then Solo. But I'm absolutely in love with this movie. It's amazing. Everything about it. The production is good. The story's good. The characters are great. Like I said, if you don't know anything about Star Wars, or most of you probably know the basic Star Wars characters. Darth Vader, Chewbacca, and Yoda. If that's about the basis, if that's all you know about Star Wars, you can still coherently follow this and not be totally like, what the heck is going on? Like I said, this is my hands down favorite Star Wars movie so far. Other than, I'm obsessed with Natalie Portman, thanks to the movie Where the Heart Is, which I highly recommend. It's about a girl who has a baby in Walmart, and she named her daughter Americus. Like, her whole story. I think Natalie Portman is like the hottest thing ever as far as celebrities go, other than Avril Lavigne. But I'm obsessed with her. She plays Queen Amidala in the original movies, and I love her in her red dress. It's amazing. So that's what I have for movie recommendations right now. I'll give you more as I continue to watch more, because I have so many more to watch and so much time on my hands, as I'm currently in the process of looking for work and babysitting once a week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and you guys learned a thing or two about different movies to watch and a little bit what they're about. So have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you in my next video.